What's up, everyone? Today, we're diving into Dave Ramsey's 7 Steps to Becoming a Millionaire. And if some of y'all are like, who the hell is Dave Ramsey? Dave Ramsey is this financial advisor and famous radio personality. You've probably seen him on YouTube. You can give his name a quick YouTube search and see tons of short form and long form videos about him. What I want to do in this video is break down his 7 steps, and I'll tell you what I think might be outdated boomer advice, and I'll tell you what is still applicable in today's world. Also, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has recently found my videos and subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate you guys helping the growth of this channel, and I look forward to talking with you guys more in the comments. And of course, this is just my opinion. This is not financial advice. I know a lot of folks swear by Dave Ramsey's advice, but I've got some thoughts to share that I think you will like to hear. So let's break this down together. First up, Ramsey talks about starting with an emergency fund of $1,000. Now, I totally agree that having a safety net is crucial. Life will throw you curveballs when you least expect them, and it's better to be prepared. However, I believe that $1,000 is a bit on the low side, and $1,000 barely can get you a domestic flight nowadays. If we're really serious about our financial security, I'd recommend aiming for a starter emergency fund that covers, let's say, 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Think about it. If you lost your job today or faced a big unexpected bill, $1,000 really wouldn't last you long in 2026. That might not even last you more than 2 days. So let's aim higher. Building that kind of emergency fund and cushion of 3 to 6 months gives you peace of mind and sets a solid foundation for your financial journey. I generally agree with his approach of starting with an emergency fund, but I just personally like having 3 to 6 months rather than just maybe $1,000. I think $1,000 is way too low for 2026. Moving on to step 2, which Dave Ramsey says is to eliminate all debt. And the key word here is all debt. Ramsey suggests tackling every debt that you have, but I think we should focus on only high interest debt first, particularly the debt you may have with interest rates over 7%. This strategy allows you to prioritize what's draining your finances the most, and I chose 7% because historically the S&P 500 has yielded you about a 10% return, and when you adjust that for about a 3% inflation, that puts you at a 7% return per year if you had just dumped your money into the S&P 500 over a long period of time. So your break-even point for the most basic investment strategy there is would be to have a 7% return. So if you can get rid of those pesky credit card balances or personal loans that are racking up more than 7% significant interest, you'll free up more money to invest for your future. Overall, I agree with Dave Ramsey's strategy to eliminate debt, but I disagree with the statement of eliminating all debt because I personally carry a 4% student loan debt and I'm putting minimum payments on that because I have no rush to pay that off because the opportunity cost of not investing and not getting those investment returns and compound interest is way worse than paying off that little 4% debt just to be debt free. That's just my take on it, but let me know in the comments if you have a different take on paying off debt. So next, we have our first replacement of steps. While Dave Ramsey suggests that having 3 to 6 month emergency fund as step 3, I had already talked about that previously in this video. That means that I'm going to put in a step here that you should invest in your tax advantage accounts first. This means prioritizing the HSA account, the Roth IRA account, and contributing to your 401k while making sure you get your employer match if that's available. An HSA account is nice. You guys should give it a look up. But the quick summary here is that the HSA account gives you the triple tax benefit. Contributions made to the HSA are tax deductible. Withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax free. And you have tax free growth, just like you would have in a Roth IRA. It makes for an excellent way to save for healthcare cost. Your funds in an HSA can be invested just like a normal brokerage account. And for me, this account's going to be great when I get older because if I have a lot of medical bills, all this cash that I have saved up in an HSA is compounded for me. And I can use that tax-free on medical expenses. Now, a Roth IRA, I've talked about this in a lot of videos, it's just a great account. You're investing post-tax income, and your growth is going to be tax-free. It's going to give you a significant advantage if you expect to be in a higher tax bracket later, or just want to take out money without having to pay taxes. And it's just nice to have that tax-free compounding growth that's going to earn you so much money over decades of your life. And lastly, the Roth 401k is very similar to a Roth IRA, except it's an employer retirement savings account. Your contributions, again, are going to be made after tax, but they're going to grow tax-free. You can combine a Roth 401k with a Roth IRA and have a lot of tax-free growth. Investing early in these accounts can have a profound impact on your wealth accumulation over a long period of time. Now, step 4 in Dave Ramsey's plan is all about saving for retirement, and I literally just talked about that for like the last 2 minutes, so I won't harp on that anymore. But Ramsey encourages contributing about 15% of your income to retirement accounts, which I think is a great start. However, if you're really motivated and want to take it up a notch, you can consider upping that contribution to 20 or even 25%. 25% would be crazy, but you'd be setting yourself up so well if you did 25% earlier in your 20s. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Plus, it can really help pay off in the long run. You could do a higher percentage now in your 20s and then tone that down maybe in your 30s or 40s when you start having that family and your lifestyle may become more expensive. Compound interest is your best friend when it comes to retirement, so there's a big benefit in starting retirement planning early. So step 5 in Dave Ramsey's plan explains saving for your children's college fund, and while I partially agree with this notion, I think it's positioned a little too high on this list. Before diving into college savings, it's essential to ensure that your own financial situation is secure. After all, what if your child decides not to attend college? It's crucial to adopt a more holistic approach to their financial education. Maybe instead of solely focusing on a college fund, we should prioritize teaching our kids about financial literacy earlier in their lives and encourage them to start their own Roth IRAs early. And a 529 plan can be an excellent option for education savings. It offers a lot of tax advantages, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. If parents are not in a stable financial situation themselves, trying to fund a college education can lead to additional strain and stress on the entire family. It's like an airplane safety instruction. You know, when they say you have to put on your own oxygen mask first before assisting others? By getting your own finances in order first, you not only set a positive example, but also ensure that you're in a better position to support your children in whatever path of life they choose. Focus on nurturing your own financial health so you can be a more effective financial role model, equipping them with the skills and knowledge that they need to manage their finances wisely in the future when they grow up. Now, let's discuss step 6 in Dave Ramsey's financial strategy. Ramsey suggests prioritizing the payoff of your home next, but I believe it can be more advantageous to focus on investing in, let's say, brokerage accounts instead if you've already invested in your tax advantage accounts. And this depends on your financial goals and situation. The interest rate on your mortgage plays a huge role in making this decision. For example, if you have under a 7% mortgage interest rate, it's worth considering whether your money could be better utilized invested in the stock market, where historical returns have averaged more than 10% annually over a long period of time when you invest in the S&P 500. Before making any decisions, like deciding whether you want to pay off your mortgage or do additional investments, it's crucial to run the exact numbers and evaluate your unique circumstances with your mortgage, interest rate, and how much you want to invest per month. If you can earn a higher return in the market compared to the interest that you'd save by paying off your mortgage early, it would make more sense to invest in the market rather than pay your home down prematurely. A lot of people are quick to forget just the power of compound interest. By investing early and allowing your money to grow, you can significantly amplify your wealth over time. You don't really have this factor when paying off a house. Keep in mind that you could always choose to pay off your house later when your financial situation might be different. So for me, instead of funneling all that extra cash I have into paying off the mortgage, I would personally consider doing additional investments before I would pay off my mortgage in a house. But again, let me know in the comments if you see this differently. This can be one that can go both ways. And finally, we arrive at step 7, preserving your wealth and donating. I personally really like Ramsey's advice to give back, and I couldn't agree with it more. I also like the importance that he talks about preserving wealth. It's not just all about making money. Some of it is about keeping it and ensuring that the money works for you in the long run. You could consider diversifying your investments even more when you get older. You know, there's been a lot of talks about gold and silver, real estate. You can move it into a high yield savings account. There's a ton of options for preserving wealth. And the key is here, when you get older, you just don't want all of your eggs in one basket since you've already worked so hard to get the gains that you have. You want to find what diversification works for you when you're older to preserve the wealth for your family. So there you have it. While I think Dave Ramsey's 7 steps are a solid framework, there's definitely room for enhancements now that we're in 2026. Life is all about balance, and your financial journey should reflect that. So that's all I had planned for this video. And if you found this breakdown helpful and you liked this specific breakdown, this is the first breakdown I've done on this channel, really about reviewing somebody else's financial strategy. Go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more personal finance content. I'll see you all in the next one.